Today we're gonna proceed in our project wherein once you click active listing, we're gonna be redirected to a page wherein a more detailed description is gonna be shown. So first we're gonna create our route. Then it's important here, every listing we're gonna have an listing that one, sometimes it's gonna be 2, sometimes it's gonna be 3, it depends on what ID that specific row is assigned to. So meaning we're gonna accept an integer for any integer. We're gonna assign it to a variable called listing ID, and once we have that, we're gonna access our views dot listing details and assign it to a name of listing details. Now we're gonna proceed to our views and create our logic for our function listing details. This accepts a request and listing ID from our route. Then we're gonna call or make a variable called listing and call Django's built-in ORM for fetching rows, specific rows. This is called as get object or 404, meaning it fetches this object or row, and when it detects it's existing, it's gonna return it, or else if it's not found, meaning 404, it's gonna redirect you to an 404 error feed. And it also pop out here that we need to add this as our import. See, in our top we imported this get object or 404 function, wherein it accepts an parameter of our listing object, our table, and our listing ID. And we're gonna pass this listing variable if it has 1 or fetch 1. We're gonna render it to our HTML. Our HTML page. We're gonna pass this listing variable so that our HTML page can access this. Then we're gonna make our listing details HTML. We're gonna extend our then we're gonna call to our body. We're gonna call our listing our description, then our starting bid, and check if an existing image is fetched. The final part is going to index that HTML and turning to hyperlink all of the click divs. I'm gonna look for that. For simplicity's sake, we're gonna use first our title. Later on we're gonna change if needed. Turn this title into an anchor tag wherein this calls for a URL Python function listing id, and what the user sees as listing. Now we're gonna check if it's working. It's not clickable. Why? Oh, we had placed a equal in our render. Maybe we check this one. It's now good. I'm gonna try to call it again. There. Now the names are clickable. The titles. Another error is found. Get object or 404 function. Wherein it must be specified that the listing is an ID. I'm gonna try this one again. Okay, active listing. It's working. Let's go.